Guns roar, the lights go down. Adrenaline runs through the battleground. We face the edge, no time to break. One shot to win, one line to take. From the first turn through the final flare, we own the track, we breathe the dare. Speed is the language, glory the game. In the ultimate league, we rise in flame. Feel the fire, feel the speed. Push it hard and take the lead. Rollers burning, hearts collide. We were born to rule this ride. Raise the flag, it's victory time. Ultimate formula, the finish line. Now screams and tires fly. We tear the limits, kiss the sky. No retreat, no second place. Every lap we set the pace. Legends forged in every lap. One mistake, a thunderclap. But we don't break, we only grow. It's checker dreams and turbo soul. I feel the fire, feel the speed. Push it harder, take the lead. Rollers burning, hearts collide. We were born to rule this ride. Raise the flag, it's victory time. Ultimate formula, the finish line. The finish line. Oh, engines thunder in our veins. Oh, victory flows through the chains. Oh, we are the song of fearless breed. Ultimate racers, we were born to lead. Feel the fire, feel the speed. Push it harder, take the lead. Racing legends side by side. In the ultimate formula, we rise with pride. Raise the flag, let the engines chime. Ultimate formula, the finish line. A finish line.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are live, we are back, and this is UFRL. I am UFRL F1 Viva, and this is Tier 3 for the first round of 12 in Season 10, of course. A massive comeback on the new F1 25 as well. For the first time in about, what, a good month or so for Tier 3. So let's see how the drivers get on. 18 drivers in action, and everybody has signed up to race as well, so it's brilliant to see all of the drivers on action. We have got a few drivers making their debuts as well, heading into this evening's event. But let's go through the full grid then. For the Mercedes team, it will be Didi Friend alongside Rotti. Didi Friend was Tier 2 on the back end of last season. Rotti went into Tier 3, and they both should be a solid pairing for the Mercedes. For the Williams, I Am Batman alongside Mr. Piggy. Again, they both have Tier 2 experience, and I Am Batman could very much be a title contender in Tier 3 if he can get that pace nailed down. In the Red Bull, it will be Cowley. Again, it was a title contender last season, just narrowly missed out in the finale at Silverstone. However, Cowley has now gone to wheel for this game, so it might be a little bit more of a challenge for him to find his way through the field. In the Alpine, James Killer alongside Kesenator both have always been in Tier 3 actually, so let's see how they both get on. Can Kesenator find any form of consistency to get his way up the order? And you've also got James Keller, who has proven to have some pace in the past. Can he continue with that? In the Racing Bulls, Wilco alongside PRV Widget. Wilco impressing in the time trial front, so again another one to potentially look out for, and he did pick up some good results through the back end of last season. And PRV Widget, well, he'll be hoping to get some form back from the likes of season 7 and 8. He did have a bit of a disappointing season 9 where he didn't get into the top 10 once in Tier 3. So let's see if he can pick up that pace as well. In the Haas, it will be Shazam lining up on his own for a team who have been a little bit lackluster in round 1 of of round one this season, of course. In the kicks album, missed a pot wash alongside the debutant Goofy. Goofy, obviously, again, see what he can do, but Mr. Pot Wash should be up there pushing for the championship if he's at his best. Demar 23-7 for the first run. In the Aston Martin, Ziggy alongside Demar. Again, Demar is a rookie driver, debutant for the team, and Ziggy was here last season, so let's see if Ziggy can push his way through the front as well. In the Ferrari, Angry Badger and Cinders. Again, Badger with that Tier 2 experience for a number of seasons, making a drop into Tier 3, but again, Angry Badger could very well be a title contender this season, and Cinders, again, one of those who could have an outside chance, so Ferrari do look like they have a strong partnership heading into this evening's event. And last of all, the McLaren, Bevan alongside 50 Gent, generally a very consistent racer. Not necessarily the best qualifier, but strong in the races. Whereas Bevan, well, again, he could be another one who wants to have their eyes set on a title charge. In Tier 3 this season, well, the two Aston Martins have started well here in qualifying. Demar and Ziggy Singleton are both in the top two, but Didi Friend takes it away with a 23-4. So a strong effort by him as James Killer slots into 4th position. And we will head down near the back end. We'll go towards PRV Widget, who's just on the back end of his lap, in fact. Wilco has just left the session. Not sure if Viking does have him. I will just send him a quick invite back in. Hopefully he can join on it. So I'm not sure if Viking will have his PC account. But he's not actually showing online for me, so I'll have to wait for him to go online. When he goes online, I will send him an invite. Good evening in the chat to a host of drivers. Moody is in there. You've got Jar Jar Bing. By the way, I do agree, Jar Jar. It's a brilliant song. 100% agree with that. And I don't know if that was the first time you guys have heard the full version. It's a great version, I have to say. So very much agree on that one. Good evening to Doug and Baker Gaming. Cinders is there as well. Martellion. So yeah, apologies if I didn't quite read out your name. But yes, good evening to all the drivers and all of you watching across both platforms, Twitch and TikTok this evening. So what an event we have in store for us. Widget currently in P8, but Angry Badger has since gone quickest, 22-7. Brilliant effort. And Cowley up there as well, 23-3. Well, it's gone onto the wheel. It doesn't seem like it's dropped his pace at all. He's picked that up nicely. Just ahead of DD Friend, who occupies 3rd place. So the top 3 all looking strong, but Angry Badger looks like he is the one to beat here in the early stages of qualifying. And by a good gap as well, 0.6 of a second. Let's go Alpine, says Woody. And the Alpine currently 7th for James Kidder, and obviously Keznator just on a lap now. But for all of you guys watching, I will actually go through without any penalties, by the way. So I'm not going through what the Tier 1 and 2 penalty situation could be like, because that hasn't been done yet. But excluding penalties, the standings after Tier 1 and 2 would see Aston Martin lead the way. 81 points on the board. Ferrari would be second, 79 points. A strong performance, of course, by both Boy Knockout and Salty Stevens last night in Tier 2. If you haven't watched it back, I won't say exactly where they finished, but they did have a strong result. Alpine would occupy third, 61 points to their name. 4th place would be... sorry, made a mistake. 61 points, so therefore McLaren would be third, 63 points. Alpine and Mercedes, 61 points each, 4th and 5th. Kicks Alba, 60 points, 6th place. The top 6 will be covered by 21 points. Oh no, I did make a mistake, I just realised. Sorry, Alpine, I do make a mistake. Alpine have 69 points, there you go, that's better. Alpine 69, McLaren 63, Mercedes 61, Kicks Alba 60. So 21 points covering the top 6. Red Bull 36. So it's a big drop off to the bottom 4. Racing Bulls 31. Williams 23. Haas 10. So that will be your 10 teams in the constructors. Again, combined constructors across all 3 tiers due to the draft system we have here at UFRL. But yes, at the moment, looks like Haas in particular are the ones who really need to try and pick up a result tonight. Parkour, the team principal, will be potentially a bit concerned by their opening week, but again, she will also potentially get the next driver in store, presuming she's online for it, of course. She missed out through not being online for over a day, actually, last time around. So yes, Keznator 26-1, so that will be P12, and we've still got a few other drivers out there. You've got Mr. Piggy, you've got Bevan, you've got Batman, a few drivers just in the pits. Cinder's actually one of those entering out of the pits for the Ferrari. in the prancing horses. Batman just on his lap, just finishing it now. Where can he push his car? 23.4 goes fourth fastest, just ahead of Ziggy by some 0.02 of a second. So a good effort by Williams on his first outlap. Up the Red Bull, Alpine washed, says Luke. According to the standings, it says otherwise. Yeah, mate, I am cooked, says Doug. Well, let's see. Bevan also on his lap for the McLaren team. There is an Alpine going slowly as well through the final sector. But we're going to stick with Bevan on the middle sector, just heading into the sector 2 split. 58.5 showing up as purple as well on the track map. Just wait till I'm back, says Luke. Red Bull back up to the top of the table. We'll see. It's a long way to go for Red Bull to go top just because of the... You've had a bit of a struggle through round 1 so far. So yeah, definitely need to try and pick something up in this race first and foremost for Cowley. But he's right up the order. But I say that, he's been overtaken by Bevan, who's moved to within 1/10 of a second of Angry Badger with a 22.877. So Bevan just under 1/10 shy. And that drops Cowley to P3, but again, a strong position. Cowley just starting his next lap as well. Let's have a drop down towards Batman. Batman obviously finished his lap just a minute ago, so heading into the pit. What about the Aston Martins? Demar. Well, he's not going to set a lap on this occasion because he has invalidated his run. So whether or not he has enough fuel to go again, seemingly he does. So Demar will go again for the Aston Martin. Cinders will also just about start a lap. Cowley improving through sector 1. Only marginal, however. Let's go. We'll probably just stick with Cowley for this lap. I mean, I know Cinders just starting a lap as well, but let's stick with the Red Bull for this lap. Yeah, Luke back next week. Luke the Puddle Pirate. Right, let's see what Cowley can do then in the Red Bull team. Can he push his way up close towards that top 2? The middle sector suggests he probably won't, not even a personal best, although it was very consistent actually with his first run. So, does Cowley have that consistency? And again, consistency could very much be key here in Tier 3. And Cowley was consistent through both sectors 1 and 2 in his first and second lap so far. Although he decides better off and decides to pit. 7 minutes to go. Maybe Cowley thinking he might only have one more chance to push for the pole position. DD Friend just starting his lap for the Mercedes. Well, let's go towards Cinders. We did say he was on a lap earlier on and going purple apparently through the middle sector. Although that's not correct because we did see a quicker time than a 58.7 through the middle sector earlier on. I believe that was by Bevan in fact. So about a couple of tenths faster Bevan. So Cinders, how close can he get towards that top 2 is the question. Will he be anywhere near him? He might very well be. 23.5 P7, a good effort by Cinders. Both Ferraris in the top 7. And in fact, both Aston Martins in the top 8 as well. So those two teams looking strong through these stages of qualifying. You've got Rotti just starting his lap. Mr. Potwash as well, just coming through. And Goofy remains in P15, not on a lap on that occasion. Angry Badger just about to start his lap. But let's go towards the Mercedes of DD Friend then. Never mind, let's not go towards the Mercedes of DD Friend. He has invalidated through the middle sector. Let's go then further down the field. Mr. Potwash potentially won, but again, not on a lap. His teammate Goofy just starting his lap. Wilco is back in the session, I do believe, is he? I haven't actually been told. I haven't seen Wilco return to the session. I'm going to send him another invite if he's online. Do factor in that I'm not in a Discord chat at the moment, so if you are trying to talk to me in there, I can't get back to you, but you're not showing online for me, so I can't send you an invite as a result. Just make sure that you're showing online. Once you are, please let me know, but again, I can't do it whilst I'm... Oh, well, I can't see the Discord chat. I'm not on that at the moment, so if you're trying to say it in there, I won't be able to get back to you through that. I'm actually trying to talk to Viking, who is on race control, so feel free to try and add Viking Fox, and then you should be able to get in as well that way. It'll be a bit easier, because we won't have to go through the hoo-ha of going through the menus on stream, of course. Angry Badger, though, back out on there, and he is improving as well. So let's stick with Badger on this occasion. We will see what other drivers are doing. Rotti, one of those, and the Kicksabber. Rotti just going into the pits, but a Kicksabber coming through. Goofy goes P12 at 23.8 on the board. Angry Badger just having a half spin on the exit. And Angry Badger to the line now. No improvement, potentially just losing time on the exit as well of turn 16. So therefore, Angry Badger, no improvement. 4.5 minutes to go. We can get back in and go out for one final attempt, as can most of the drivers. Batman deciding to go out quite early here with just over 4 minutes to go on an out lap, and he's just starting his lap now. This could be Batman's final chance for the Williams to push his way further up the order. If he gets another 10th of a second or just over, he could get ahead of Cowley and displace the Red Bull for third place. But again, you do expect the likes of Cowley, DD Friend, Ziggy, Cinders potentially as well, and maybe a couple of other drivers. Speaking of which, PRV Widget is the next one, P3, 23.280. So PRV Widget certainly finding his way up the order. Thank you. Thank you for the confirmation on that. Yeah, just let me know if he shows up online, then I can send him an invite. I don't know if he's got Viking Box, but obviously we haven't got long left in this qualifying session. So whilst he may start last, he does want to get in within 3.5 minutes. Otherwise, yeah, he won't be able to get that setup on. Well, presumably he's got a setup on, fingers crossed. But if he hasn't, then obviously he can't change it because we're going to be in Park Ferme. So, yeah, he does need to get back on. I am just going to quickly check, because I know Batman's on a lap. I can go towards Batman again. Let me just double check if he's showing online now. Wilco. There, okay. Send him an invite. There you go. Right, let's go then towards Batman on this lap. So he has just got an invite, so Wilco should be able to get back in. And then he can load on that setup and stuff, whatever he needs to do. Right, Batman, can he go quickest here? Not quite, but he does go third fastest, 23.0, and about 2.5 or maybe just under 3/10 back from Angry Badger. So a good effort there from Batman. Keeps himself up the order nicely and just off the pace of those top two. So I am Batman. I think he'll be relatively satisfied with his position. Well, PRV Widget, well, he's into the pits now. Is that going to be his last attempt here in qualifying? DD Friends out on an out lap. We've got Demar, James Kidder as well. Wilco is now back into the session. Rotti is on a hot lap as well. 2/10 gained through sector 1. Right now, that'll be on par with a 23.6. Obviously, where Demar occupies. Can he find more time? Again, he's around that level again. So around Demar is maybe where Rotti is potentially going to go unless he can find more time through the final sector here. I did just send him an invite, so he is now back into the session. There's an Alpine there. The Alpine, he is on a lap, and he's going to give him dirty. Yeah, the Alpine. Oh, that could be a pen there. He has given him dirty air through the final corner. He does find 4/10, goes P7. Who was the Alpine? It was Kez, I think. Well, no, it wasn't. It wasn't Kez. It was James Kidder. So James Kidder was the one who just given a dirty air there to the Mercedes going through the final quarter. That could be one that could be put in as an incident there, because again, dirty air, obviously a key factor on this game, and that very much would have given Rotti that dirty air through the final corner at turn 16. So maybe a silly one from James Kidder's perspective. Probably could have just got away on the right hand side and then just let him through and then start your lap behind. I think would have been a bit more maybe sensible, I would say, would be the better word just to phrase it. Because then you don't want to go through the possibility of a penalty for, just fractions, What you want to do is make sure you start your lap nicely, not have to worry about the car directly behind you, who was obviously within a couple of tenths of a second of your car. So yeah, I think he could have played it a little bit smoother, I think could be the better word as well for James Kidder. But obviously, we'll see. It's up to Rotti if he wants to put that in as a potential incident. We are going to go to other drivers who are on their laps. DD Friend, one of them, Demar as well, finding time on his previous run, 23.3. So Demar finding his way up the order in the top 6. We've got Cowley out there as well. Bevan is also just starting his lap, although not a good first sector. And that is going to be it for Bevan. So Bevan, he is not going to go for pole position here. Angry Badger is starting his lap. So this is a chance potentially for Badger to further improve his position here, because Bevan is not going for pole. Batman and Widget are into the pits. Cowley is improving through sector 1, but it's not a major improvement. DD Friend to the line, goes 4 fastest, 23.103. just in behind. Batman, second row for DD Friend. Rotti as well finishing. Kez, Wilco, 50 Gent, all down the order in the bottom three. So let's see what Cowley can do. And Cowley hasn't validated, so he's not going to go for it. Demar, we know it's done. Ziggy Singleton is out there. He's improving through Sector 1. Again, it's not a major improvement through the middle sector. 1/10 he's finding. Again, it's going to be in for a low 23, but not enough for threaten for pole. Cinder's not gaining either. It looks like pole is secured unless there's a miracle further back. Unless somebody can find time late on, but it doesn't look that way. Mr. Potwash not even gaining time in P14, and he stays P14. He does find time at the end. But there you go. Ziggy goes sick fastest for the Aston Martin. You got Mr. Piggy, but let's see if Angry Badger will go even quicker to the line. It's pole for Angry Badger. 22.468. He's on pole by some 0.4 of a second. And it's brilliant stuff by Angry Badger. Mr. Piggy's gaining a lot, up to P12 for him. Cinder stays P11. And Goofy is the final driver. He is done. It'll be P14 for Goofy. But it will be Angry Badger on pole position from Tier 2 last season, and he's got himself the pole, and now, can he take that pole position and convert it to victory? That will be his aim, that will be his target, but can Badger deliver for the prancing horses at the front there? Bevan also on the front row for McLaren, a star-studded front row of Angry Badger, alongside Bevan here at Qatar. So excellent stuff from those two. Shazam also doing well for parkour. The team principal, of course, Shazam up there in third position. He'll be very much satisfied with that. Again, knowing that Shazam isn't typically a really strong qualifier from what we've seen over the past few seasons, yeah, he'll be delighted to be in third place again. Can he find his way up the order in the race? I mean, it's going to be difficult from third place on the grid, but who knows? Shazam might have himself a chance here as well. Again, fantastic stuff by the Ferrari there. So congratulations to him on that. Angry Badger on pole and 22.468. That is the pole time. Bevan slots in nicely in P2, as we said. Shazam also third. Batman up there in fourth place for the Williams. Just over half a second adrift. 0.6 back. DD Friend in P5 for Mercedes. And you've got the Aston Martin of Ziggy Singleton. PRV Widget 7th. Cowley in 8th. Demar 9th, with Rotti slotting in a top 10, double top 10 for the Mercedes and the Aston Martins as well. Ferrari P11, Cinders, Mr. Piggy P12, James Kidder 13th, Goofy and Mr. Potwash down in 14th and 15th for Kicksauber. Kesonator, Wilco and 50 Gent will all line up down at the back of the field. P16, 17 and 18 respectively. Badger sandbagging. I don't really get why everyone's always like, oh, someone's sandbagging just because they put in a good performance. I mean, not some drivers' fault. Other drivers can be inconsistent at times. But yeah, Angry Badger very strong tonight. Again, like there was Ferrari, for example, very strong yesterday. But yeah, you know, sometimes you just gotta have that pace and the consistency to match as well. And I do think we saw that last night, obviously, from the Ferrari team. Seen the likes of Deck, you've seen Pesci have it. Bad Boy did really well, and IV2 in Tier 1 on Monday night. Obviously, a number of other drivers did well there as well. So yeah, you know, we'll see what can happen across this season. And it's all about having not just... You do need pace, of course, but consistency. That is so significant in trying to win a title. If you want to win a title, you need consistency through the season. And Tier 3, well, this is your chance to show it. Even if you qualify, even if you're not a strong qualifier, you know, anything can happen in the race. And if you could just keep it on track, don't get penalties. That's one key thing. Avoid time penalties. So yeah, we'll see how the situation unravels here. Let's see what the time is to ready up. So we will go at 20:33. So with that in mind, I will be back in a few minutes' time for this race.
Engines roar, the lights go down, adrenaline runs through alive. We were born to rule this ride. Raise the flag, it's victory time. Ultimate formula, the finish line. The finish line. Oh, engines thunder in our veins. Oh, victory flows through the chains. Oh, we are the song of fearless breed. Ultimate racers, we were born to lead. Feel the fire, feel the speed. Push it harder, take the lead. Racing legends side by side. In the ultimate formula, we rise with pride. Raise the flag, let the engines chime. Ultimate formula, the finish line. A finish line.
Right then, and we are back. And the action is just a couple of moments away here in Tier 3. So again, we'll see what the tyre situation is for all the drivers. 18 drivers obviously showing up all together. So we'll see who opts to go. I'm presuming mediums will be most drivers' favoured tyre. Knowing how the tyre wear is in the game, if anybody wants to risk soft tyres, I do think it is a major risk. But yes. Right then, good evening to Johnny. Hope you're doing good. This is the Tier 3 race just about to kickstart here at Qatar. First race of the season, 12 races in total. Who will come home with the championship? Well, that remains to be seen. But let's hope for a thrilling race here this evening. I mean, I think obviously the best overtaking opportunity will be down at turn 1. But you want to be, if you're battling for the lead on the final lap, you want to make sure you're ahead by turn 1. Otherwise, good luck trying to find an overtaking opportunity here at Qatar. Very difficult to do so. But again, anything can happen. If a driver in the lead makes a mistake, then or higher tyre wear potentially could also play a key part. So yeah, we'll have to see on that situation. But let's just, we have just given out the ready up message now. So Tier 3, you can ready up. And we'll be getting underway in a moment. But yeah, a lot can happen here at Qatar. Again, tyre wear, will it be the 1-stop or the 2-stop? I'm glad, in all honesty, I am glad the game does give you a variety in strategy. It's not just always 1-stop, and it's not just always 2-stop. And the 10-second countdown has begun here in Tier 3. This is UFRL, this is Tier 3, welcome to Qatar! Badger on pole, Bevan alongside, it's